On August 2nd, the destroyer Maddox reported it was attacked by a North Vietnamese patrol boat. Two days later, the Maddox and the Turner Joy, two destroyers, reported they were attacked.
What's the news from Indochina, Robert?
Sir, the North Vietnamese have just attacked the USS Maddox in international waters.
Last night I announced that the North Vietnamese regime had launched further deliberate attacks on US Navy vessels in open international waters, and I had therefore directed American aircraft to attack North Vietnamese naval vessels and operating facilities. Substantial damage was inflicted during this attack, and 2 US aircraft were lost in this operation. I've concluded that I should now ask Congress, on its part, to join in affirming the national determination that all such attacks will be met, and that the United States will continue its basic policy of assisting the free nations of the area to defend their freedom.
Today, Americans can regain the sense of pride that existed before Vietnam, but it cannot be achieved by refighting a war that is finished as far as America is concerned.
Dear Laurie and Carolyn, I haven't seen all of you in over 4 years. I know you've heard already, but the war has ended and I'm going to be coming home soon. I don't know when I'll be back. I want to be alone for some time first to figure things out. This war has been hard for all of us, and it might be difficult for me to assimilate back into this culture where everybody hates me. Carolyn, I read all the letters that you wrote to me, and I'm sorry that I didn't write back. I was just too busy with all the things that are going on. I know you'll find it hard to not see me after 4 years, but I will come back. Laurie, don't try and come find me. I'll come back to you and Carolyn when I'm ready. I love you, and tell Carolyn that I love her as well.
Of course, Carolyn. Daddy's always okay. Come on, let's get you ready for bed.
Are you ready to go?
Yeah, send him a letter telling him to come find me.
You sure you want to do this and not go back to your family? You've got a great family. They care about you. What are you gaining from running away?
They didn't experience the hell we had to experience over there. I mean, I've spent every minute of every day thinking about my family, but, you know, I chose to go over to war. You had no choice.
When's Dad coming home? Isn't the war over already?
Well, he's a major general. Those guys are really important.
I miss him a lot.
Why would you? He left us for the army. He had kids, and he could have chosen not to go. Instead, he went, and he left me, Mom, you, and went to go fight a war that we never should have got involved.
How could you say that? I don't care whether or not he wanted to. He chose to fight for his country, and I admire him for doing that. He realized that by protecting his country, he's also protecting his children.
So you say, how do you even know he even cares for us?
Just because you don't try to talk to him doesn't mean he doesn't care about you. You had plenty of opportunities to get to know Dad, but you passed them all up. And now you're here arguing that he doesn't care about you? You're messed up, Mark. You're messed up, Mark.
Jeez, calm down, Emily. Seriously, you don't know half the things you were saying.
I see you've been doing well since I last saw you 6 years ago.
We've managed, Robert. Mark and Emily are about to graduate high school as well.
Hey! Please pardon me. How you guys been? Missed you guys a lot. I want to spend some time, get to know my kids a little better. It's finest crafted Vietnam souvenir I could pick up. Okay then. So, how you guys been? Got 6 years worth of catching up to do. Who wants to start?
Emily has a boyfriend.
Shut up, Mark.
Oh, not really now. So when can I meet this fine young rascal?
Do you even know his name, Dad?
I'm sorry, dear. My memory is fleeting. Please remind me of this fine young rascal's name.
His name's Jeffrey Washington.
Oh, now is it? You mean our neighbor's son and the president's great-great-great-great-grandson is trying to get involved with a major corporate general's daughter.
Be quiet, Dad.
Are you sure you don't want to go back?
How many times do I have to tell you, Chris? I'm not going back after what I did to my daughter and wife.
You don't even know if they miss you or not, Michael.
You saw how Gen Pop treats us, Chris.
Veterans. One of our nation's most heroic people fought in the Vietnam War either by signing up or being drafted. These people fought for justice, but many were not respected for it. When Vietnam War veterans returned home, they were spit on and called baby killers and warmongers, along with murderers. Some hippies burned the American flag in protest to the war. The hippies often taunted the soldiers and blamed them for the war by saying if it wasn't for them fighting, the war could have been avoided. Popular anti-war slogans like, "Hey, hey, OBJ, how many kids did you kill today?" were used. Soldiers were ridiculed, accused of crimes, and not respected. The neglect and resentment of veterans was an unfortunate social effect of the war. The Vietnam veterans were shunned, demeaned, and booed. Since it was such an unpopular war, Americans held veterans responsible for the war, although many of them did not approve of the war either. The veterans' situation was a tough one, especially with little or no support. Many developed illnesses after the war, such as cancers, liver disease, and rashes, mostly due to exposure to Agent Orange. Having seen the horrors of Vietnam, many veterans were psychologically scared. Nightmares, anxieties, causing flashbacks and fits of terror from loud noises were common behaviors reported amongst veterans. Many survivors of Vietnam suffered mental and emotional disorders and showed symptoms. Many were suffering from post-traumatic stress disorders. However, many were unable to get the help they needed and deserved because they were perceived as crazy and dangerous, and even deserving of their circumstances. Economic, medical, and educational aids were not made available to them right away, and many veterans felt abandoned by the country they served.
Everyone hates us.
How do you know if your own family hates you? Lori would never hate you. She loves you too much, and your daughter, Carolyn, she's the sweetest little thing that you ever happened to you. We've been friends forever, Michael. You normally wouldn't use this excuse that everyone hates you. What's up?
Everything's changed, Chris. How I view everything, how I think. All of that's changed. I don't even want to think about how everything else has changed.
Come on, Michael, go back to your family. I'm not always right, but there's one thing I'm absolutely sure about.
What?
Your family wants you back. Trust me.
My dad came home from war yesterday.
He did? You don't seem that happy about it.
Yeah, I'm really nervous about him meeting you.
Why?
I know you oppose the war, but when you meet him, can you not act that way?
I do oppose the war, but I don't oppose our troops. My father and my whole family was a part of the war. So don't worry. I won't act that way around your father.
Thanks, Chef. You're the best.
Oh, no problem.
Now I realize how hard it must be to have parents that die in service.
That's why I don't hate the soldiers that are in the war. They can't control what they do. They're just following orders. If the protesters of this war knew that, coping with this war would be a lot easier.
Yeah, I'm sorry about your father, Jack.
It's okay. It's not your fault. I have your father. He's the closest I'll ever be to remembering my father. Remember you have your father. He's a great man.
Caroline, why don't you go over to your friend Rose's house to play?
Sorry, Lori.
Sorry about what exactly?
About everything I did.
Really? You're sorry about that? You left us for 4 years, Michael. Caroline even sent you letters and you didn't bother responding.
Well, I wrote you a letter, didn't I?
After 4 years of not talking to us, you wrote us a letter? Didn't you realize how worried we were? Caroline even got sick at one point worrying if her dad was going to come home in one piece.
Well, put yourself in my place, Lori. Wouldn't you have done what I did? I was going to war to protect my country and my family.
What does that matter? You put yourself at risk. Your dad could have gone to war and not come home. How would you have felt then?
I'm sorry, Lori. This war's been tough on all of us. I really am.
I know, but I was just so worried. I didn't know if you were going to come home in one piece.
No! No!
What the hell is going on?
I don't know, I just heard this goddamn noise! No! No!
Rob, are you feeling okay?
What do you think, Cynthia? This is the 5th time this week I've had a war about the Vietnam War.
You need to go see an army doctor, Rob. Don't torment yourself.
My men in my platoon died because of me. I am the reason for all of those men's and families'
Don't
pain.
talk like that. You did so much. There was nothing more you could have done.
You were not there, Cynthia. I led them into that trap. They died because of me.
That wasn't your fault. You did what you thought was right. There was no way you could have known there was a trap there in the dark. Go back to sleep. Go see an army doctor tomorrow.
I can't guarantee you anything.
You'll make me feel better.
What do you think of all the protesters?
I think they're stupid. They don't know what it's like to have a family member fighting in Vietnam.
But they have a point. Why did we even get involved?
You said it earlier, Michael. We were trying to protect what we believed in.
But at what cost? So many men died over there.
I know, but you did as much as you could as a first lieutenant. Don't worry about it.
I know, but sometimes I feel like there was more I could have done.
The past is the past. Don't worry about it. Have you gone and checked for PTSD yet?
I went to see an army doc yesterday. He told me I didn't have any of the symptoms.
Good. We can't lose you this early in Caroline and Lee's lives.
So, how's Carolyn been doing?
She's been okay. There's times where she cries because she missed you so much.
Well, don't worry, I won't be leaving anymore. The Korean and Vietnam Wars gave me enough action to last a lifetime, but I will be training new recruits.
That's good. I'm glad I won't have to worry about you being killed.
Ellen, wait. You've been looking really sad. What's wrong?
My dad has PTSD.
He does? Are you serious?
Yeah, I found out this morning at breakfast.
Okay, so do you have everything?
Yeah.
Well, let's go.
Me too!
I always thought that by choosing to go to war, my family would hate me. I wanted the chance to go back and fight for our country. I wanted to see more action. It never occurred to me how my daughter would feel if I had died during that war. She would never have known me and never would have gotten a chance to do fun things at such a young age. I guess Chris was right. My family is always there for me. It doesn't matter what the general population thinks about us veterans. It's about how my family feels. They don't know what it's like to have family members serving. They shun us, call us names, hate us. But really, they're not patriotic. It was not the soldiers' choice to go fight in the war. It was the government's. I can go on living my life now that I came to the realization. I have my daughter with me and my loving wife. What else could a soldier wish for?
I'm sorry for everything I've done. I know it must have been hard for all of you to cope with me going into battle again. Mark, I'm really sorry that I didn't get to know you better. I just want to let you know that I love you and have always cared about you. I'm sorry for being so harsh on you throughout your childhood. Emily, you're the best daughter any father could wish for, soldier or not. Listen to Jeffrey. He's a great man. He loves you a lot. Cynthia, you're the best wife that a soldier could have. You understood everything I felt and was always patient with me. Thank you for being in my life, all of you.